Attention business owners, are you ready to turn your purpose into powerful publicity? Tune into the Business Block, Purpose to Business with Stacey Thomas every Monday at 6:30 a.m. on Cool 101.2 Pop. We spotlight entrepreneurs, change makers, and passionate business owners just like you. When you advertise, you're not just on the radio. You're featured across social media too, amplifying your brand far beyond the airwaves. Call 804-214-6241 or visit IamStaceyThomas.com to book your spot. Cool 101.2, where your passion becomes your platform.
Hey, everybody. I am your host, Stacey Thomas, and today you are with us. And we are going to learn more about the entrepreneur CEO out of Richmond, Virginia, known as Coach K, right? Coach K wears many hats. Coach K is the owner of Love and Intimacy 101 LLC, and she's also an intimacy coach. She does awesome events. Word around town is that couples love to go and meet with Coach K. So let's welcome her to the show and learn more about her. Hey, beautiful.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, Kanya. Two things I want to thank you for. Number one, I want to thank you for sponsoring my previous event, the Power of Presence. Thank you very much, beautiful. Love the gifts that you donated.
Most welcome.
And the second thing is thank you.
You are always welcome.
Thank you. And the second thing is for finally coming on the Stacey Thomas Show and this segment, The Business Block.
I'm so glad that I made it. I appreciate you even, being a sponsor for that event. Anytime that I can support Stacey Thomas, I'm going to do it.
Thank you, Kanya. Listen, I don't always see everything that goes on Facebook, but let me tell you something about you. Let me get this thing off my glasses. Let me tell you something about you. If I don't see what Kanya's doing, there's a lady that goes by BK Granny, aka Sassy Granny. You better believe she reminds me Kanya has an event going on. Stacey, Kanya's doing this. And one thing she's always said, and I get it, I've seen this over the years, Kanya, she always talks about how you are very consistent.
I appreciate that.
How does an entrepreneur, Kanya, a lot of us don't get that right away. You came out the gate with this. What makes you so consistent? Why is that important?
So by degree, I'm an HR professional. Okay. And so I know just the importance of that. But outside of that, I like consistency. I'm a true to life Gemini with I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, right? Gemini, right?
Same
so
here.
It has to make sense. So if I don't build something that's a set it and forget it, I am just going to forget it. And that's not fair to the end user, the people who I set and said that I was going to support. If I don't show up, that's not right. So I hold myself accountable for my word, because you are only as good as your word. And that's just the way I feel.
And I was taught that I don't know what I did back in the day. I don't know what it was I said I'd do, but I didn't do. And my father said to me one day, your word is all you have. It's very important. So I love how you said that. For those of us, well, I know a few things, not everything, but for those of us who don't know you, you wear many hats. Can you explain to us or tell us who is this woman and what are these hats that you're wearing?
Absolutely. So if because I know I said I have Coach K up here. So my name is Kanya. I do go by my first name sometimes, y'all. And some of the hats, like I said, by degree, I'm an HR professional, and I do that because I am third generation nosy. I love knowing everything. So I was like, why not get a master's degree in it and master the art of knowing people's business? So that's one of my hats. So I'm a mom of 5. I'm also, I've been married. We'll be celebrating 20 years in June. So I'm excited about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Outside of that, I've been a bedroom candy consultant for about 10 years. I also am a licensed Zumba instructor, and I actively teach now at the Y. I've been doing that for 10 years.
In Richmond, Virginia.
In Richmond, Virginia. Yep, right down on Hall Street. I am a business coach and mentor by way of I retired from corporate America 6 years ago. And everything that I picked up along the way, working beside owners and all, I would like to give that to small business owners. And then I'm also a life coach and a certified clinical sexologist, which is the main practice that I have. I'm a sound healer, so I have that certification. And that's about all of the many facets of me.
Wow, very, very impressive. Now, I know we're here today because we want to let everyone know that in this building, I like to say, like my publicist taught me, in this building, you are like if I went to a mall. I may not want what's in the first space, but I may want the second space. And I love how you promote it all. Now, this Intimacy 101, there's a big event conference coming up. But I have to ask you, Kanye, okay, I know you said bedroom consultant. I know you said HR. I know you said like to know people business. But what inspired you to create Love and Intimacy 101? And by the way, it's not ratchet. It's right there where anyone interested in a relationship issues, it sounds like we can feel comfortable calling Coach K. What inspired you for this?
One of the things is my natural curiosity as a child about human sexuality, human behaviors. When I was probably about 6 years old, I know that a family member who was about 8 at the time had experienced some sexual assault. And so it really got me to trying to figure out like what makes an adult person want to harm a child. And so that has been a curiosity of mine always. And then I've been in some pretty sticky situations at really young ages. I ended up in a pedophile's group home before, never got touched, never got hurt. And that's a whole story for another day. But I know that I have a gift. And the easiest way to get that gift into the community, especially for little Black girls and boys, who aren't comfortable with talking about, hey, this has happened to me, or that has happened to me, or I have these feelings and I don't know how to express it. I want to find the softest space for them to land that gives them truth about what it is that they may be feeling or experiencing. And so when I think about Love and Intimacy 101, I think about when you go to school, your 100 classes are your basics.
Right.
And so I think about love and intimacy at its basics. How do we build from there? Because the first time that we ever experience intimacy is when we're laid on our mother's chest as a child. That is our first experience. And that's what I like to remind people about, because, it's not about sex. That's like that's the end result physical activity that's usually over pretty fairly quickly. No matter how long it lasts, it usually is over pretty quickly. So it's like, what do we do to fill in the gaps of that? How do we build an intimacy bank with ourselves so that we know what we deserve when we're out in the world? That was my purpose, because I knew what I needed when I went from 17 to mom, and then the next year mom again. Never got to experience being a woman and growing into who she was. I had to backtrack, learn that from me, and I'm like, I want to share this with the whole world.
Wow. And sharing it with the whole world, Kanye, the class itself, who is that mainly catered for?
So my ideal person, I named her. Her name is Monica. And so this is all the Monicas out here in the world. She is the woman who, she works a mid-management job. She makes pretty decent money, about $80,000 to $100,000 a year. She's a mother of 2.
Okay.
She did get into a relationship, and along the way, she lost who Monica was under the titles of manager, mom, girlfriend or wife, cousin, daughter. The woman got pushed down further and further. And so that is my audience, that woman who doesn't feel seen, who doesn't recognize that her voice is more powerful than just being a mom. It's more powerful than just being somebody's manager. It's bigger than just being a girlfriend or a wife. You are a woman first. That's who I look to hit. That's my Monica.
Wow. See, I know I always say God give me what to act, and as I try not to say this is interesting because Tawanda Parker says that when I say interesting, more is coming. But this is so interesting, Kaya, because I've been a Monica. I've been a Monica because we put everybody first, right?
Yep.
So for those Monicas that are out there, are you saying, Kanya, that what we learn in this love and intimacy about ourselves, can we be more than a Monica when we're being the mother, the wife, the manager?
We can actually become the Monica that we were born to be. That's the reconnection. So somewhere along the way, and I'll just speak for women because I've never been a man, but this can't apply to some men, right? Somewhere along the way, Monica, as a young child, about 5 or 6 years old, she's happy, she's excited, she loves to play outside, but she was told, "Hey, don't wear this because someone may look at you like this. Don't sing that song because people may not like that. Right. Make sure that your neighbor is happy. Make sure that you do these things. Make sure you show up in church every Sunday because it looks good. Make sure you do this, but don't do this." So she was given all of these parameters that she had to stop being Monica and start being all of these other things. So she left baby Monica behind, and now she's just walking in this persona of who she should be. So at some point, Monica needs to reconnect with her younger self, remember those things that actually brought her joy before she was told who she should be. Once she reconnects with her, then that path forward is so much smoother because she knows who she is. There's no one that can come around to say, you need to dim your light for X, Y, and Z. And she would say to them, well, that person needs to either A, catch up with me, B, put on some sunshades, or C, get about my face.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Kaya, to hear you describe this and know about the other things, right? So I read that you describe yourself as a go-getter. I hear the passion for this love and intimacy business that you've created, right? What is it about you that you say, I'm the go-getter?
Because I truly know that there is not a single thing that I cannot do if I just set out to do it. And I'll give you an example. I'm sitting around my husband and I'm like, I know what helped us. I know what got us through some tough times. I think I want to do a retreat. And so about 6 months out, I just put up this thing and says, hey, this retreat is happening. And I got 2 couples to sign up for that first retreat.
Okay.
We get to the retreat that weekend. Mind you, I booked the rooms for us and everything the week before.
Okay.
The night that I met the couples, we talked, just kind of an icebreaker. That night is when I wrote the rest of the weekend out.
That night, I wrote the rest of the weekend that night. And that's because there is nothing that if I say I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And that's just the bottom line. And if I cannot do it alone, I'm going to recruit the resources that I need to and give them the directive. And if I hear well, you should do it like this, it's like, okay, you can do it like that, but this is what I need. And I might change course of resources. So I'm going to do, and I am that for my clients. Bottom line, That for your clients. Wow. When you've done your past event and the events that are coming up, Kanye, what is one misconception that people have when you speak about intimacy and in a whole, like when you bring this up to people, what's a misconception?
That my business is all about the physical act of sex.
Isn't
That is it.
isn't that something they say? Be careful of the words you use, watch how you say it. But I've learned that don't assume you know unless you ask me exactly what it is. And I love that you said that, because there's probably people that are going to hear this on the radio or may even be watching. Stop taking words that describe what we feel or the things we do and take it to the extreme. Like, intimacy doesn't have to just be about sex. And that's one of my questions that I wanted to ask you. How do you define intimacy beyond the physical part for those who just think about sex?
Intimacy truly is the closeness that you have with yourself and others. That's the most simple term, which is why I like to use the example of when we first experience intimacy, when we're placed on our mother's chest straight out the womb. That is a bond. And that's why nowadays it's all of a sudden so important to have that chest to chest. Well, that's what we've always known. Physical touch is a part of it, but the smell, if you think about when you were younger, and I know for me, if my mom was at work and I was home from school, I would just go and lay on her pillow because I could smell her hair, and that would calm me.
Right.
That's intimacy.
A hug could be intimacy. Just
A
a
hug
hug,
can be
holding
holding
hands.
hands, looking in each other's eyes.
Right. Have you ever looked at the
Speaking.
Bridgertons?
Not yet, but I need to get into it.
Kanye, because what you just said, they have a couple on the Bridgertons. One sits at one end of the sofa, one sits at the other end. And people are looking at them like this is a weird relationship, but they're just looking at people. I mean, looking at each other. And they end up married. They don't show any hand holding. They don't show any sex. Kanye, you're like, what's happening between them? They just sit quietly and look at each other.
Yeah. You speak so much without opening your mouth that as soon as you open your mouth, you can fudge up a whole relationship. And that's such a reality. Being able to just see, like when I first met my husband, a lot of people know he's a one-night stand. That's now we're 23 years together, 20 married.
I love it. Say that again.
He's my one-night stand that it just never ended. I saw him.
Okay.
Physically saw him. I walked up to him. I let him know, hey, this is what I need from you tonight. And we have been bonded from that point forward. The go-getter. You know what you want. You can see it. You can visualize. When you connect with yourself, your discernment is so strong and so real. That intimacy that you have with yourself, it will not allow you to go astray. It will not steer you wrong. That is why intimacy with self, not touching yourself, intimacy, truly getting into the thoughts and the feelings and the closeness with yourself, you can do anything. That walk by faith and not by sight, that's real. It's hard, but it's real.
Coach K, you are something else. That's all. Oh my goodness. I'm going to need to take a class myself. I'm sitting here worried about an interview. What advice would you give to someone so you're having let's show your conference. You're having a conference coming up this year. She heals her. She heals the world. What is this about, Kanye?
This is a conference for any woman in any stage of her healing process that is looking to build community to just support herself and feel like she can do it. So this year, the theme is, give her a voice. And we worked up. And so you notice how it's spelled. She heals. Heals is Heels.
Right.
And I did this because if you think about it, you could have the worst day in the entire world. Work was crazy all week long. Your man acting crazy. Friday night, Saturday, whatever it is, or even going to church. You throw on your favorite pair of heels.
Okay.
You stand yourself up straight.
Okay.
You put whatever you put on your face and you walk. You walk differently. You feel confident. So I want us to heal in our heels. I want us to have a community of other women who can understand, because they've either been in your place or they're in the place that you are now. And you may be the support for the one who is at the beginning where you were. So that annual conference was born out of that. Some place, and we do have people that come in from, out of town. But for our Richmond community, if we see and just observe Richmond, Henrico, Chester, if we just observe and we just take one day and look at the news, and we can see it's just disastrous. It's hatred, it's hurt, it is anger.
Right.
But I feel like until we as women are healed, our world will not come back together in a peaceful place.
I agree. Oh my goodness. So the event itself, is it just for women? And like you said, so what you're saying, I think men need to hear, but I need to know what Coach K's doing. For a woman that's listening or watching and wants to attend the event, can she bring her partner, or is it specifically for women? Because you did say heels.
Yes. So this particular event is strictly for women. This is for her only. Somewhere down the couples retreat, yes, you can bring your partner. And I may open up a different conference for men and women, because you're absolutely right. Men do need to hear it, but we have to make sure they're ready to hear it, because we have to make sure that we as women, that we're communicating appropriately so that they receive it appropriately.
So if there's a man out here and he loves his wife, but they're disconnected some kind of way, would you suggest that the man purchase a ticket and gift it to his wife for your event?
That would be amazing. Absolutely.
Amazing.
That would be something that, because some men, you're right, some men, he can look at her and see that there's something and he can't quite put his finger on it. And if he feels like there's something that's hurt, there's something that may be broken, there's something unhealed in her that he cannot touch. Only another woman would be able to enter into her life, and because she understands that. He could absolutely, that would be a great gift, baby. I noticed that some things are going on, and this is what I have for you.
Right. I love it. What transformation or takeaway do you want women to have when they leave your event or your conference? I'm sorry.
What I want them to have is a stronger sense of self, a stronger sense of self-worth, a louder voice, a more reasonable view of life, and to know that you are not alone in this whatsoever. You are not being judged by what you have tucked down so deep that is just fermenting in your belly. I want her to bring all of that out of her belly, leave it on the table at that conference, and walk out that door with a different walk.
You want me to feel the way I feel when Mary J plays that song, "Good Morning, Beautiful," or "Good Morning, Gorgeous."
Listen, that she was my first therapist. I'm telling you, Mary, boom.
Sweetheart. And before we go, I want to ask you a couple questions. What's more important, love or respect?
Respect.
Why?
Because you cannot love me if you cannot respect me.
Okay. One word to describe healthy intimacy.
Communication.
I love it, Kanya, because I always say, Tawana's going to say, there she go. I've said in my 20s and 30s, I didn't need much. in my 40s, I needed intimacy. You got to turn my brain on. Women change. Kanye, you may need to do a class for men also, okay? Because they need to know these things.
It's coming. It's coming. I've been asked. It's coming.
So describe self-love in one sentence.
Self-love is being okay, understanding that selfish is a negatively created word, but it's perfectly okay to be that way for you.
Perfectly okay to be that way. Kanya, tell us, where can people get the tickets for your event? And what's your final message for our audience?
You can learn more and get registered for the She Heals Her, She Heals the World Women's Conference at shehealsher.com. And that's SHEHEELS.com.
Okay.
And my one message to anyone who's listening to this, there's somebody in your audience who this is directed to, and I can feel it. Whatever it is that you are thinking and feeling right now, the answer is yes, do it. And don't worry about who's questioning it.
Look at you. Say that again.
Whatever it is that you're thinking about doing or that you feel that you need to do, you do it without question. And you don't worry about anybody else.
I think that is very important. Very important. You're going to say, Stacey always got something to say. But I remember there was a decision I made years ago, and I had to pray against the naysayers, the opinions. And there were some close to me who some kind of way got past that and they wanted to make comments. And I was telling a young lady, and she says, listen, you're being bold. They're upset because they want to be bold, but they can't do it.
Yep.
I love it. I'm going to do me, Kanya Ford.
And let me tell you, before we leave, let me go ahead and give Miss Stacey her flowers, because she's not going to listen. I have watched you for at least 10 years, at least. And one thing that you have always done is only did better than the last time that you did something. You have always been the person that will stand and look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, girl, what we gonna do? How are we gonna make this great for the next person? You have created just this right here, a way that others can now connect with you and show who they really are. And I know that feels you because it comes out of you. So I want to thank you for what you do. Because yes, Sassy Granny, she brought us together, but I know that it was divine intervention that made sure that we connected. So I appreciate you for what you do and never stopping. You are the consistency. You are the ones that I watch. Okay. I just need you to know that. And I'm going to shut up.
Kanya, don't make me cry. You have done something for me, and I want to say thank you. Most of all, this is what I got from that. When I say that I don't mind being the bridge to connect people to their blessings, even if I'm not being blessed at that time, it's like you done seen that. Thank you, Kanya, because I truly hope for those who are watching, for those who will hear us on Cool 101.2 Pop, out of Richmond, Virginia, for those who will hear us out of Mississippi, WYAD 94.1, whether it be the radio or the WYAD online radio station. I do hope you were blessed by this interview. Kanya, I have your Facebook page on here. Can you tell us the website?
The website is loveandintimacy101.com.
I'm proud of you. I need to check your page more, because you got some stuff that I'm gonna be saying, Kanye, I need you to come back on.
and you know I will be right here.
Wishing you the bless, and thank you, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. What another great interview. No, I'm not bragging. I'm simply saying it was another great interview. I want you to know. So Kanya is having an upcoming event. It's going to be in Richmond, Virginia. It's going to be in the month of October. You'll have to blow the fly up. Follow her on Facebook.com, KANYAF. And listen, the conference is for women. I've heard great things about it, about her conferences. But the other thing is for the men that are watching or listening. If you have a wife, if you have a sister, if you have a grown daughter that you believe needs to be in the room, purchase a ticket for her. And until next time, remember, don't stress too much about yesterday. Don't worry too much about tomorrow, because if we do, we just might miss living today. Have a great one, everyone.